They're called Gypsy Cops, the so-called bottom of the barrel in law enforcement. They work in small towns because they can't get a job anywhere else. And tonight, as Byron Harris reports, they eke out a living exploiting flaws in the system. Tonight, News 8 investigates.
I have no comment on anything.
Meet Police Chief Michael Meissner of Caney City, Texas.
Well, what are your working hours these days?
He's the only paid police officer of the small town southeast of Dallas, but despite that, he goes to work when he chooses. And records show that over his 14 years in law enforcement, he's worked for 15 different police departments. Many consider Meissner a gypsy cop.
There are officers who've been terminated from one agency and they move to another agency and they're able to get another job without that agency really checking into their background.
Catherine Smith, chief of police in Cockrell Hill, knows Meissner. Her department arrested him last summer on a warrant from Dallas County. The reason? Meissner applied for a police job using this phony college degree in criminal justice management. This LaSalle University is not accredited. The Texas Commission on Law Enforcement found out about it and revoked Meissner's Master Peace Officer certificate in 2003. But he kept using the phony degree to apply for jobs.
He destroys files, evidence, and tries to cover it up.
This man worked with Meissner at a Texas police department. He asked us to disguise his identity for fear of reprisal by other officers.
In East Texas, you can do anything if you're a police officer and you're in a position of power.
To preserve their power, bad cops need their peace officer certificate from the state. Without it, they can't work in law enforcement. And just as important, they can't work in security jobs. Most small-town police officers in North Texas supplement their income by working security jobs in their off-duty hours. That's why they have to keep their records clean.
How many times have you been arrested?
These records show Meissner was arrested twice in 2005. Once on a warrant for tampering with a witness and operating a security company without a license, a second time for impersonating a police officer. We asked for the records from Smith County, but they disappeared.
Here's his arrest, one of his arrests in Smith County.
Okay.
Here's the other arrest in Smith County.
We visited Joe Barron, the mayor of Caney City, last fall. He said he didn't know his police chief had been arrested or that he'd been reprimanded by the state for not reporting his arrests, as is required by law. Nor did the mayor know Meissner lost his top-level Master Peace Officer certificate for lying about his degree.
Does it seem to you like this guy should be the chief of police here?
Knowing what you just told me, it sure don't seem like it.
The mayor could have discovered Meissner's record if he checked with the state, in theory. This form is a cop's employment record filed with the state, but it's often inaccurate because cities cover up for cops who make mistakes.
They're reinstated administratively and then allowed to resign.
When the mayor looked for Meissner's personnel records, they disappeared. We tried to talk to Meissner about all this in person. His only known address is a post office box in Mesquite. It took us 4 months to find him. Despite our questions, he is still chief of police in Caney City. And corrupt or not, on the phone, Michael Meissner told us there are a lot of cops just like him. Byron Harris, Channel 8 News.